What's up, guys? I am Joe14, the director, narrator, and all-around guy in charge of the Bionicle audio narration project, and I am here with...
Scully, Skull Kid. I'll go with Scully for now. I am the voice of Tahu, Pohatu, Pterodax, and basically the whole Bohrok swarm.
You voice one, you voice them all.
Yep. That is true.
I'm Gray Snow or Gray, whatever, doesn't matter to me. I voice Onua, and I am going to be voicing Matau. I am Sub-Assistant Director.
My name is Wakama Metronui, or VMN. I am also Sub-Assistant Director, or something like that, and I am Wanua, Onipu, and Kapura.
Okay, sweet. I'm LJ, and I voice Liwa, and no one else, because Jove didn't give me anything else to do.
Oh. Is it my turn now?
Hey.
You can be Vampra. You can be Vampra, okay? Actually, it's Pirate Jenna next.
Hey, I'm Pirate Jenna, and I voice Golly.
I guess now it is my turn. Hey, I'm Zath. I'm the person with all the terrible computer problems, and I play Jala, explaining why I have terrible computer problems. Not sure how that explains that, but whatever. Hey!
I didn't quite follow either.
No worries.
Hi! I guess I'm next. I'm IX roll at IX, or rollout, or IX, or whatever. And, yeah. And I play the role of Aniwa.
Something.
Not to be confused with, Onua.
Very nice.
Or...
See, someone gets it.
I started pronouncing it Onua just to make sure I said Onua. I put O in the Onua. And you know what's funny? The part that's different is the part that's spelled the same.
Great. Now repeat this process.
The
with Liwa.
Uwa, the U is spelled different, but you say it the same.
It's Liwa, gosh
What?
dang it!
What's a
Liwa!
I like,
I
like how we're getting into the
I say
specifics of
Lewa,
this.
personally.
You say Lua, I say Lewa, you say Lua,
Potato.
I
I say
say
Liwa.
Lua. I don't know what we're talking about.
Do you say Lucoro?
Yes, I do! You got
That's
it from
lame!
that.
Alright.
Yes. It's okay.
Are we doing something
Yeah, I guess
here?
we're supposed to.
Oh, okay. So we are here for the Beware the Bohrok. That sounded weird when I said that. Beware the Bohrok, Meet the Cast episode, which is our second Meet the Cast episode. And yeah, let's see. We got some questions, and I just totally blanked on my questions. Oh yeah. Okay. So some of us are here for the first time, and yeah. So questions are: if you have been here for the first time, what is it like voicing your character, and how has it challenged you? And if you are returning for this episode, the second episode, how has this second book challenged you, or how has it been different from the first book? And I will start. So basically with this second book, there's a lot more focus on Anua and Liwa, I will say it like that for LJ's pleasure, because, yeah, I actually say it all three ways, but just for the sake of consistency, I decided to go with Liwa, because that is what comes naturally to me. But, yeah, so I had to go into a lot more different tone when I'm voicing it. I have to have kind of a scary build-up, and sometimes I force my voice to crack, but in very slight ways, so it's kind of creepy, and with the music, it kind of adds a different feel during some of the chapters, especially when we get to the chapters with, Liwa and Onua. Did you see what you've done? So, other people's thoughts.
Okay, well, I mean, voicing Tahu and voicing, Pohatu is still the same. I tried to, incorporate the fact that they have just done one battle and were tired, and had to jump straight into another one, and just that kind of involvement in that. Of course, Pterodax doesn't really show up at all in this book, so nothing on that end, but the Bohrok were interesting, and I guess, Jove, can I talk about, like, my process of how I got that voice, how I do the voice
Sure,
for
yeah.
that and stuff? Basically, it's, for the Bohrok itself, if it's just the Krana during their, during their kind of talking, basically I thought of it as sort of a robotic voice, kind of like something like a Siri or something like that, but I wanted to make it much more disconnected and creepy. So I would, for the most part, unless I was syncing it with like, Liwa, whatever, if I was syncing it with LJ's voice, I would, take each word and record it by itself, or every 1 or 2 words, and then link it together, take out some of the space so it sounds faster, so it sound incredibly disconnected. Then I would heighten the pitch by 10%, so it sounded at least a little more, whatever, higher pitched, so it's not just my voice. And then I would take, and then I would take the echo, put the echo at 0.01%, and do it twice. That makes a really nice robotic ring to it. So, that's how I do the Bohrok voices. They're, really creepy. But I figured that's kind of how it is. For the Balrog, it's kinda it's the same echo, the same echo, but I'm not disconnecting it. I raise my voice a little higher so it already sounds whispery and okay. And then there will be, and then I will enunciate my S's.
I didn't realize you could actually raise your voice like that. I thought you pitch edited it.
Oh no, I do pitch edit it, but I still bring it up here and talk up here so that when it and make it a little more elegant so that when the pitch edit happens, it doesn't sound like my voice is down here, and I just pitch edit it a little bit. I try to keep the feeling I try to keep the a little more delicateness of it to make it sound a little more feminine than it normally is. My voice normally is, and then I enunciated all my S's because she hisses a lot, Miss Goddock. And of course, to keep the link between the swarms, I would do the double echo thing to make that robotic, purr in the background. So that's what I did for those guys. That was a lot of fun, doing those. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to more Krana-ness in the future.
Alright, Gray, you are up next.
Alright, with Onua in this book, well, with the whole Liwa and Kranoth situation, I definitely had to do some more emotional type stuff, and it went from, like, emotion to just being, like, awe, or... Well, I want to say Onua fell flatter in the first book, and he actually had more to do in this one. So that was interesting to play with, but also hard to do in such a deep voice, I found, trying to emote with that. Yeah, I had some trouble with that. I had to do a few takes on a number of them, especially just him gasping at one point. It took me like 5 takes to get that. But yeah, Matau, that was just a chronified line, so there's really nothing to say there, but I think that's all I really have to add.
And since Sai is still not here... Oh, by the way, so, for those of you who are listening, Sai will hopefully be here at some point, so we may go back and ask these questions if he's not, but probably not, so VMN is up next.
Alright, so, I had a voice for Vanilla that I did a lot, and, I did the voice here. I thought that it sounded wise and old. So that's why I tried to capture that wisdom that Vanilla has. And then for Onipu, that's pretty much my regular voice. Nothing really special there. I make it sound a little bit more, energetic or fanboyish, something like that. And then Kapura, I just make my voice high pitched, just like this. And that's what I do for that. So, It's Vanilla is sometimes hard, especially if I don't get takes right. Then it hurts my voice after quite a few takes.
Sacrifice for Bionicle.
Yeah. But and so yeah, that's pretty much that. I don't think I have really much else to say there.
LJ? Mr. Lewa Johnson.
Lewa Johnson, very good. Alright, what was the question again? No, I'd like to buy a vowel. No, what was the challenge?
I'm very curious of what you did with, what was your mindset when you went into doing Chrono,
my mindset was
Lewa.
stay awake. Because I recorded all my lines at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was up real late. I'm a night owl. I was like, I'm bored. I should probably record all those lines. That's a good idea. Mindset for Chrono Lewa, though. Not normal Lewa. I tried as much as I could to alternate, like there was some sort of internal struggle, which evidently there was. Hopefully that got across. But aside from that internal struggle, it was just a morphed kind of forced voice for Lewa this go-around, since he was being forced to say certain things. So as forced as I could make that sound, that was the initial goal.
Interesting.
That was the mindset. As far as a challenge goes, just the staying awake part.
Pirate Jenna. How do you think you have improved or changed throughout this second book? What has changed in your view of your character, and how has it challenged you and all that stuff? And just want to say something really quick. Right before we started recording, VMN and I worked with Pirate Jenna to help improve the character of Gali, and I would like to say that she definitely has improved a lot, and I really like how it turned out in the end with Gali's voice.
Absolutely.
Heck yes. Karzani, yes.
I don't know, I guess. I haven't gotten very far into book 2, like watching the whole videos, but I guess just, feel like she's a little more comfortable talking to everybody. Like talking a little bit more. I feel like she has more lines kind of interjecting into discussions, so I guess that changes a little bit in kind of her tone when I do the lines.
Okay.
Let's see. Za, you didn't get a chance to be in book 2. However, you weren't with us for the very first Meet the Cast episode. So, do you have anything you'd like to say about your first recording of Jala for book 1?
Yeah, no.
You want to talk about how
seriously,
intimidating
though,
Tahu is?
It was a really fun thing to do, because, I think that's one of the wonderful things about something like voice acting and really thinking about your characters is about the kind of things that they really go through. And I don't think, whether we saw the Flash animations or we read the first book, that we ever really considered the kind of amazement and fear that Jala would have gone through seeing Tahu break through a cage and having Tahu angrily scream at him. And so to actually not only think about that, but then add it to, the wonderful acting from Skull Kid, hat to you, sir. It really allowed for the whole thing to go... It allowed for the whole thing to go full circle.
Thank you.
Even though it was just a few lines for Jala, it was very fun... Jala at the time. It was very fun for me to really think about the character, and, it's one of the things that has me very excited for the next lines for the character and where I can really take Jala.
Fun fact, Jala has always been pronounced Jala. It never was Jaller. Even when they added the R is silent according to Greg, and on BSO1, if you look, it's actually it's still Jala even when they add
So
the
is
R.
that like American people calling Daleks Darleks? which is a real
Yes.
thing. I know. I've opened up a new can of worms. Okay.
Dalek.
First question.
No, no sidetracks. Exterminate.
All right, Chrono.
Exterminate, exterminate.
Well, I always figured Jala.
Clean it all. It must be exterminated.
Clean it all, it must be
I always figured
clean.
Jala was pronounced Jala just because of Mask of Light. Like, at that point, the name had been changed, but they still called him Jala.
Yeah, I never thought
So,
about that.
Once, 2006 rolled around, it was still Jala. So,
Yeah, that's
I don't know, just me.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
Yep.
I didn't find that out until about 2009 or 2010, I think. Yeah. Next up, and our last person to answer the question, roll out.
Yes. This is true. I guess, like, I had a bit of a deeper thought process when coming up with this voice, and honestly, it was kind of incidental, because originally, like, before I even knew that the ANP was, like, a thing, I started rereading the books, and the question came to me, like, has an audiobook series for this ever been done before, right? And at the time, when I thought about this for the first time, it hadn't. Like, there was probably in development, but it hadn't gone live or anything yet. And so I was thinking, like, how possible would it be for me to do something like this? And the original idea was maybe I could possibly do something like this myself. And so when I was reading the books again, I read each and every character, like, in my own voice. And by the way, that is, like, an excellent exercise to just read any book. Any book, just read the characters. Even female characters. Like, take a stab at it. Like, it helps a lot. And, I don't know. Aniwa, once I got to the adventures, it just clicked, I guess. Like, I felt like I could, relate to him a bit more than some of the other characters. And I guess, like, my thought process for translating that to the Turaga was sort of thinking about what he went through as a Toa and how it sort of changed him. And it's weird, like, trying to put that in retrospect, like, trying to give yourself this experience that you've never had. I guess that's part of acting. But, and also think, like, how 1,000 years of not being a hero has also changed him. And so, I mean, it's a very different voice.
No, I mean, it makes sense
from the voice I gave his Toa. Obviously, I came up with the voice for his Toa first and had to sort of translate that too. But I guess the inspiration overall for the Turaga voice is, I kind of think Aniwa more so than any other Turaga as kind of like a grumpy old man telling people to get off there, get off his lawn, and slamming his hammer, slamming his hammer down. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've always seen Aniwa as kind of, he's always been grumpy in a way. Like, he's always had to deal with everybody, especially people like Matau and things like that. And now he has to deal with an entire village of Matoran who are probably, some of them are much like Matau. Or
Well,
Hafu's there.
So you also have to deal with the
Exactly.
mental struggle of having known these people for so long as Matoran, as you were a Matoran, and then all of a sudden having to disregard that. Like, you know more about these people than they know about themselves. Yeah, you know more
Because
about these
they
people than
don't
know
remember
about
you.
themselves, so that would probably drive you crazy. But, Aniwa has always had a problem with everything. So, I mean, in the first couple lines that I did in book 2, I don't think that really came through. I feel like maybe at this point, Kathy Hapka maybe had no idea of probably what his character would be like later. So he was sort of just the generic wise man of the Pomatoran village. But, I still tried to take influence from what I know about Aniwa and try and make it come through. I don't know.
would you like to give a little intro of the Toho version of Anima?
Yeah, no.
Ooh.
Voice for him, if you can come up with it right now. I'm not sure how long it's been since you.
Yeah, I can't think of a
I'm
line.
doing this for Lee-Con, no one else.
Or heck,
Oh,
you
yeah.
and Matau have a
I
conversation.
haven't even heard your Matau voice. I mean, it was covered up by Karana. So,
Do we want to do a Macho Anua one-liner each?
Do we want to do a Matau on a one-liner?
Great, can you come up with a line? If you can, it's
Improv.
Oh. Well, I'd have to go and listen to my voice file again for what he was supposed to sound like, and I really can't do that right now, so I don't know if I can help you.
Okay. Alright, we don't have to do it. Yeah.
I can give a stab
Okay.
here. One of my, I'll just say one of my favorite lines. Ani was talking to Tuno Kama, and he thinks he's like crazy because he might be actually believing in Vakama's visions, you know? So one of my favorite lines, he says, and I use this a lot when, like, trying to conjure up the voice, is, Pomatoran carvers don't believe in anything they can't see, touch, or hit with a hammer. So, yeah, I don't know, that's a little, maybe not exact, but I tried.
Yeah, Ottawa.
I very much like that voice.
No, it's a close. I like it.
So, next up, this question is, how has the quality of ANP improved since Book 1 and since the trailer? And...
Wait, we had quality?
So,
Jokes,
I think
jokes,
I'll
I'm
get a
just
little
kidding.
bit more of this when, just mainly because I'm the one editing it. A lot of people asked for more sound effects, and I went all out on sound effects in Book 2. In most chapters, there are 5 or 6 different sound effects, whether it is elemental powers, or Bohrok shrieks, or the sounds of... What else did I do? I had rainwater, I had floods, I had explosions, lots of
Alright,
explosions,
Michael Bates.
and Rahi noises and stuff like that. So, yeah, a lot of people asked for that kind of stuff, so I heard your cry, and I decided to add more of that, and, yeah. Woo!
Okay. Okay, quality, yes. Let's see. There was some complaints, well, okay, there was one guy who mentioned that Tahu sounded way too grumpy all the time, on BZ Power. And you know, for half of it, I did agree with him. There were some things that I was like, yes, but, if you take a look at, because we cut him out, if you take a look at the, like, he said, or she said of it, and, like, he said stubbornly, or he said whatever, he rolled his eyes, or whatever, it's that, it makes sense with that, but there were some times that I did also agree that he could probably have a little more something. So one of my goals with Tahu was to try to find more than just, these Toho are so stupid, kind of, thing for it. So that was my big goal on quality. Pohatu kind of stayed the same. I enjoyed doing Pohatu. But he kind of stayed the same. He's always trying to stay on the lighthearted side of things. He's kind of a showman. Yeah, nothing really changed with that. I will say, Jove, you've done the sound effects really well, to the fact that if they're so obvious that, oh my god, that there was just a rock falling, then I think it's just a little too distracting, but you put it in there nice enough that there are times when I hear it, but I don't fully acknowledge it, but I later realize, oh yeah, that was the thing that happened. So you did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm done. That's my spiel.
I don't know if I really have anything to add to that on my end.
Insightful.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I've fallen behind on listening to them because I've had schoolwork, so I just can't really add much. Although I was able to go and pick
that's
up
cool.
a Matau file when I had enough silence to be able to pull up the Toronto voice. I'll throw that out later.
Ah.
BMN?
I'll actually have to go soon.
Do you want to do the voice now?
Oh yeah, I can do that, and I can jump out because I actually do have an exam to study
Okay.
for. Okay.
Life.
Yes. Important.
Yes.
Other things besides Bionicle.
Just hold
Somebody
on a
just
sec.
yelled 2003.
Yeah, that's someone in my room right now. I'm sorry.
2003!
I was like, immediately, first thing that came to my mind was Mask of Light, and I'm like, you've been a Bionicle fan too long. When the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear a year or number, and immediately the first thing that comes to your mind is a reference to Bionicle.
Yeah, same happens to me.
True.
Yeah, the guy across the hall just came in with a 2003 Mac monitor. Something.
What?
It's ancient!
Speaking about Max, no.
Fancy.
We don't talk about your
Yeah, I'll
kind
stick this one
here.
out.
Okay, I'll throw out that Mata voice. We also know
Yeah, go.
the pain of losing one of our own. Or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
And can you pull
Sounds
off a toe?
fun.
Let me think quick. Okay.
It's
We
just
quick-
higher and lighter.
Yeah. Okay, just let me think of a line quick. Something along the lines of, we quick time torrent, we battle evil. We travel to ever strange places like this. What could we possibly ask for more? Something like that.
Yeah, I like it.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. Now I've got to jump out this
Cool.
call.
All right. You have a good night, Greg.
You guys all have
Okay.
a good night.
And
Bye, Snow.
See ya.
No!
And he is gone, no!
Like all the other
Good.
Bionic fans all over.
Oh wow.
Good, I hated that guy. Just kidding.
What?
Who?
He's like, okay, well,
Nobody likes you, VMA. Oh wait, you're next. Just answer the question and then we can kick you out too.
oh wow, okay.
Alright.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can add to this also, but for Winua, I tried to in book 2 convey a bit more emotions and stuff, like just the kind of like relief in his voice when he sees Onua and urgency and stuff. And I think that yeah, the quality has overall improved of the project in general from everybody. So good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'm done.
LG.
Mic drop.
Is the question, has the series improved, or have the voices improved?
Both.
I've just talked about my own.
I'm actually referring
improvements,
to
but I
both.
guess-
I
I'm
was actually
entertained.
primarily
So
referring to
because
the series as a whole, but the voices, yeah, too, for sure.
yeah, I mean, also I am selfish, so whatever.
Well, as far as the voices, I'm not fully caught up, but Vakama's pretty stellar, and Tahu's pretty stellar. So I believe there's improvement, yes, but keep in mind I'm not fully caught up yet. As far as me, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And not everything's come out
We
yet
still
at this
got
point, so
13 or 16. But, yeah.
And as far as I go, no one's home.
Everybody hate on LJ now.
You can't top perfection, you know. So
I'm flattered.
right. There's truth
No,
in that.
you can't talk perfection.
I'm
talking to you.
I mean, I will say, LJ, it's been good to hear. Like, in the first book,
Lua and Alpha got the
Lua,
just
Lua
was
is
very
very-
first book. I think that's what you're about.
yeah, but he's very he's very uppity. He's very energetic. He doesn't really change all that much throughout the book. This is the first time where something like truly traumatic happens to him and affects him for pretty much the rest of the Montanui saga. They don't really touch upon it later, but it affects him.
In the third book, which we'll be getting to, he seems pretty a lot more cautious than he was, and I won't spoil it too much. So yeah, but he seems a bit more cautious,
A lot more mellowed.
But yes, but I thought that you brought that, and I could totally hear it in your voice. So with that, while it might not be improvement because it's something brand new, it's still like you brought something new to the table that was needed for this particular transition for
Muchas
him.
gracias.
So good job.
Pirate Jenna.
No problem.
I
what
don't
do you
really
think
have
about book
anything to add.
Do you think there's been any improvement?
That's cool.
Do you think they're just in comparison to the earlier chapters? I know you listened to some of book 2. What do you think? Do you think it's better than the first?
Yeah, I do think it's gotten a little. I do think it's getting better over time as we go on. Just because in general we've been doing it for longer now, starting to figure things out more.
We're not as newbie as we used to be.
You know, a lot of people said that it started off very well, and they were expecting it to be sloppy, and then improving over time. And we are improving over time, but I think that we got a very, very nice start to the book. So it's not like. I mean, I imagine us going back and maybe doing a little bit of book 1 over again, but I can't foresee us doing much more than that. I think that we've got a pretty good handle on things now that we're in book 2, and while there is some improvement for the voices, I think the actual format of things has reached its peak, or pretty close to its peak of quality.
Hey, so it's getting kind of late here. I think I'm gonna have to bail out.
Okay.
That's not allowed.
I have work
have to
tomorrow.
You
I have
have
to get up
No.
at 4:20.
blow off work.
I
I'm
blew
kidding,
off
but-
work today already
I
because I
know.
was
Also,
sick.
420. That's intense.
Excuse me, but you have a dedication to this product. Duty.
It's
Finishing this recording is our
oh wow, okay.
You have a good night, Pirate Jen.
All right,
Nice.
thanks. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for joining us. Bye.
If
Numbers.
VMN leaves, we're only gonna have one person who actually gets to see their own mock. We were gonna talk about that a little later. Okay.
No, I don't plan on leaving.
Okay. Zoth and
No.
Rolla, any thoughts that you'd
Yeah,
like to add?
I'm
Zoth
here for
and
the
I
Rolla?
haven't been able to listen to any of it because life has been annoying. But from what I've heard, it sounds like there's been a lot of cool changes, so I can't wait to binge listen to all of book 1 and book 2 once school and life gives me a little bit of a break. So I'm excited for that.
Also, for those who
Mil
are
will be your favorite character, right?
Of course.
For those who are listening right now, I am hoping that I will have book 1 and book 2 a downloadable MediaFire copy that will be linked somewhere, either in this video when it's up, or in some of the videos of the actual chapters. There will be somehow linked MediaFire download for the entire book, so if you've already heard it, or you're not super interested in listening to every single one, or you want to listen to it on the go, you can listen to the whole book with MP3 files, or put it, if you want to burn it to a CD.
Yeah.
So yeah. Any other thoughts you'd like to add? Roll out.
I feel like I'm one of the only people who actually actively follows this as they come out. Well, that's good to hear.
No, I do too. I
but,
do too.
I mean, I was a big fan of the idea of this before I was even a part of it. I like to think of book 1 and book 2, like the progression. I mentioned this before, I really like Bionicle 2001. It's a good kickoff to the series, but I love 2002 a lot. And I think that really kind of incidentally reflects in the books. Book 1 was good. Everyone is good. Everyone did great. But book 2, after hearing the first couple chapters, Jove, sent us files to listen to them before they were released, and it blew me away, honestly. I don't know what it was, but between the last chapter of the first book and listening to the first couple chapters, it could be that Bohrok nostalgia, but whatever it was, it just it worked so well for me. And I mean, Jenna has gotten so much better. I think as far as improvement has gone. She has such a big margin of improvement from start to now. This improvement, like, we're only on book 2, and I think it's improved so much since the very beginning that, like, I cannot wait to see how this project is like in, 5 books from now. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, wait till the
Yeah,
Bohrok
and I mean, depending on how popular this project gets, auditions flooding in and all these people lending their voices, I think it'd be great.
I am just visualizing
We
what
can
you
only hope.
described in my head, and it is awesome. Because, when it first ended up on the main page, I got a flood. I thought the number of people that we got auditioning, like, we probably had maybe 15. In the end, about 15 people actually auditioned, like, live. There were probably about 30 or 40 who actually sent me PMs, but only about 15 that followed through, and I thought that was a lot. And I'm just visualizing when the actual sets hit the shelves. I have no doubt that there are some fans who still don't even know that it's back yet. There are fans who have kind of given up on it a little bit. They've kind of moved on with life. But when they go to Walmart and they see those sets on the shelves, they'll be like, I wonder if BZP is back, and they'll be like flooding in bunch, whether it be returning or new fans, and we'll just be getting a bunch of people interested in this. And I just love that idea in my mind. Even some of the new fans could potentially be voices. Though granted, I imagine a lot of them will be a lot younger, but I'm sure there'll be some early teens, maybe even mid-teens that would be interested in this, and of course the returning people. So, yeah, I just...
Damn adult fans.
So, I am going to jump into this next subject, and unfortunately, we don't have as many people here as we initially did, so there won't be as many people to talk about this, but I have no doubt that we'll be able to all talk about this plenty. So, this is kind of an unveiling thing, so everybody, I would like to announce, those of you who are listening...
This is a drum roll.
Okay. I think you can only pick up one voice at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well.
Okay, so now that we've had the drum roll, I'm ready to splice in some drum roll.
Yeah.
So, because of a lot of hype and excitement for Bionicle's return, I've had a lot of fans ask me if I would bring back a series that some of you may know as Facecast, the Infinite Inspiration Incorporated Facecast podcast. And I'm really sad to say I don't think I'll be bringing back Facecast. But before you exit out, before you stop the recording, and it's like, no, I don't
And
like
unsubscribe.
you anymore. Before you do, hold it
in your hands.
You move your mouse back
Yup.
to the middle of the
Good,
screen.
good. Yeah, just
hold
like
it
that.
hold it a second. Okay, we're gonna be starting a new.
Sound of thunder.
It is going to be called, and hopefully on your screen right now, if I was not lazy and actually decided to watch it not be there, there will be a picture that you'll be seeing that is a logo for the Brotherhood of Makuta podcast, a series that we are hoping to start, and the first episode, if all goes well, will be out on November 30th. There will be a short break for ANP over Thanksgiving week. There will be a break after the 23rd. Hopefully we'll be releasing this Meet the Cast episode, and then there will be a short break.
Because
Yeah.
we gotta get our Thanksgiving food on.
And then on the 30th, we will be back with the first episode of the Brotherhood of Makuta podcast, bringing you awesome new information about Bionicle 2015 as it comes out, maybe, hopefully, and giving you all a look at Bionicle and other, hopefully, Bionicle-related subjects, whether it be spotlights of Bionicle-related media, whether it be fan projects, it could be information about the new Bionicle stuff, it could be us watching Bionicle-related media that may be coming out, like those new, my mind's blanking, the animations. Yes, if we can give you
Animated
thoughts
shorts.
on that, and just in general, giving you all Bionicle fans a podcast that talks about that, and yeah, so any thoughts?
Or we could just be harshly
It all
critiquing the story.
Go home.
Like, you know.
Don't buy any of the sets. They're terrible. I'm kidding. I love them. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Buy them all right now. If you're listening to this and they're out, go buy them now. $200. I want out of your pocket right now. Go to Walmart. Buy them all.
Steal
Right
You
now.
already bought them?
Steal
Buy
them.
more. Yeah, no.
If you don't have $200, steal them from the store. Oh, by the way, ANP does not condone stealing.
These views are expressed solely by its
Oh, wait, wait, wait.
Not
what
hear
about
it from us.
ANP does not condone stealing or kicking
Like,
other
members
people
of this
in the sheds.
Quiet.
Zach.
No, you will not touch my Gallia protector of water. Never!
Listen, it's...
Come here.
I know where you live. No,
I mean, like, if you wanna try getting past these sentry bots that are, like, around my apartment, then sure, feel free to try. But your loss of limb.
So, are there any thoughts from our people about the Brotherhood of Makuta podcast? What are your hopes and thoughts about this series? What do you foresee? Do you have any suggestions? Also, fans, if you have suggestions for what we can talk about, we've probably already got a full plate. I've got an idea for our first episode, but our second episode will not be far behind, and if you have an idea that is awesome enough, I might even put it in with our first episode. But just anything you want us to talk about, preferably Bionicle related, though it can be anything you want. I may or may not end up doing it, but chances are, if you've got a good idea, we will talk about it and do it for sure. I am very excited for this project.
Let's see. One idea I have is we do a you mentioned Spotlight, but let me do like a masterpiece Bionicle fanfiction theater.
That could be a weekly thing.
Hosted by one of us or something. And whether it be good or bad, someone just be there. Hello. Welcome to the Bionicle Masterpiece Fanfiction Theater. Today we will read
Oh, I have so
Talk
many ideas for good fanfic.
by so but you know, we could it could be I mean, you know, this is open to debate and viewers, if you're listening, do you want us to do
Because if
only
you want us to
bad
do bad
fanfiction or
I
good
can get my bad
fanfiction or both?
fanfiction voice on.
But you know, it's
good
up.
fanfiction out there. Trust me, read it.
Like mine, for example. Cough!
Yes, that's what I was thinking about.
Spotlight,
Oh my God,
Glitch in the
yes.
System by Lady
about to
Kokopka.
say,
Very
isn't
great,
she coming
very
back to
great.
sort
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Yes.
Well, okay then.
So that's that.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Whoa.
But yeah, no, does anybody else have any ideas?
There's no
That's just
particular
one
order.
idea.
We are now in
We have
free-for-all
tons.
mode. If you have an idea, shout it out. Just don't interrupt
Wait.
somebody.
Yeah.
Anyone else who has an idea? If we don't have just people doing free-for-all, I will call on people.
Can we have a segment of let's see which BOM member can walk across a room
Oh wow.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Bionicle
No,
pigs?
Viscerac heads!
Oh no, you. Alright, you calm down, you. That's dastardly.
Viscerac Keelerac heads!
Okay, that's dastardly.
And Takedox blades facing up!
Oh,
Mm.
oh.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, this is going from bad to worse.
That's bound for impalement, my friend. That is bound for
No,
impalement.
Kina swords, all facing upwards. They've been chewed on by my cat.
Oh wow, that's.
Hardcore.
Onua claws, golly hooks.
So basically, we're just
looking around.
screaming for a return of 01.
I'm frantically looking around my room for other sharp objects.
Wow. Okay.
Pretty soon we're gonna go beyond the realm of Lego bricks.
Sharp objects where?
No non-Legos allowed.
Dang it!
But I have all my Mega Blocks.
Son of a Bohrok!
I'm
Yes,
sorry,
you-
did you just say Mega Blocks?
Wow.
You go in the closet.
I have to say, like, I've never bought a single Mega Block set in my life. However, sometimes when I look through I'm digging through my Lego buckets, I'll just find a Mega Block.
Yep, it happens.
And I don't know where it comes from.
It happens.
And they
Yeah, it happens.
multiply. And it's an
Are you
infestation.
sure you don't know?
My
Do
only,
you have
my
do you have
only
siblings?
thought.
It's an
I do not.
alien.
I have an older sister, but she doesn't. Anyway,
She's really into Mega Bloks.
Of course. That's probably where they came from.
See,
My only
you know
theory
you're.
is maybe like there was a yard sale or something,
Yep.
and I just bought a thing of Lego and it had Mega Bloks in them. But once I think I have all of them,
There are more.
another one shows up.
Yep, they're sneaky.
It's ridiculous.
They're sneaky.
You know,
What do you do with the Mega
Burn
Bloks,
them!
piece when you find them?
I just throw it away.
Yeah, I throw them in trash.
That doesn't need to be.
Yeah, I've
With
got
my
to,
Lego.
I've got to threaten to brick fair for people
Blast.
seeing my Mega Bloks, so I've been like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm getting rid of it. It happens. Man, purists are
you know.
everywhere.
I have two things to add real quick. First of all, you're a Lego fan when the only thing worse than getting a lump of coal for Christmas is getting a Mega Bloks set.
Yep. Yep.
Even though I've heard their quality has improved greatly. Second of all, okay, Zath, I got a problem with you.
Okay.
Not with you personally. I got a problem with whoever reviewed the Protector's Stone on VZP because that review just went up. They're cheating so
Why?
much.
I didn't
They
even
have
know.
the Protector. They have the Protector Stone brightly lit against a white background, and that's making all the line pieces seem yellow like I want them to be.
Oh, well, I will bring it up with the higher-ups, and we'll see what we discuss in the Council of Elders. There will be much...
Actually, you know what? On second thought,
there
there
will
will
be
be
much
why don't we
conniving.
just-
Uh,
Why don't
never
we just
mind.
have a segment? Why don't we just have a segment called "What do the sets look like in different colored light?"
What is purple?
And we just
look
sit
like
and
in
watch
pitch
them
black
as
dark?
different lights go up.
Oh,
my
wow,
God,
that's
it accentuates the
slightly I love
nothingness.
it!
It's deep.
Oh, speaking of awesome colors back
Me!
do you want to know what is the most fun ever? Having a black light hung from your fan.
What?
Turn off all the lights and shine it on all the Legos.
That sounds awesome and
Awesome.
terrifying at the same time.
Don't
That
worry,
sounds
the fan
dangerous.
isn't turned on, but it's just so it's centered in my room and it looks fantastic. It is so cool. I write books in the dark with a black light because I can see the paper and the graphite shows up.
So-
in the dark. It is awesome.
So... So wait,
Oh my
so what
God,
you're saying
you
is
right?
you take somebody who's obsessed
just
with
kidding.
Lego, you tie them up to a motor, and you rotate them around, because that's the fan that's rolling around.
Yes, that's exactly what I
Yes,
did.
I'm happy I took that course on literal words.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like how this already turned into a podcast.
I
I
know.
somehow feel we've lost track of what the question was.
Well, I didn't
Yes,
lose the
guys,
track 'cause we
this
weren't
this
walking
is
on any
what
track.
the series is gonna be. You get ready. It will be so much fun. So, anyone who hasn't said anything, yeah, roll out. Any
that was
thoughts?
a good segue. I don't know.
I like that.
Everybody shut up. Roll out.
What a bully.
I've got nothing. I don't know. It'll be fun.
Woo!
But I've got no ideas. So we'll just see what happens. Whatever happens, happens.
I like that.
Ooh, how about a spin? How about a spin the wheel segment where we spin the wheel and it lands on a random
Oh,
character
I
and
like
we
it.
talk about.
We
them
go
for
on for as
15
long as we
minutes.
can without getting off topic.
Love it. So, wait, what happens if we get one of the really obscure Mod Nui online game it's for?
Yeah,
So,
how big
You have
of
to
a
talk
how big
about,
of a wheel
you
are
have
we
to talk
talking
about
about?
Like,
Kiwi for 15 minutes.
It's like, wow.
Yeah,
So
he's
he
green
like
and, I mean,
farms lava.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he rides a bird. I feel like the Picari he wears is just accentuates the
Yeah.
the happiness he
Let's look at it
feels
for
riding
15
that
minutes.
bird. Just let's look at it for a
Yeah.
second. The way he walks back and forth in Montanui Online Game 2
All right.
means that he is
Sure.
troubled.
I'm just kidding. I love English teachers. So I'm gonna be one. Okay. And off topic again.
You said you were a doctor.
Well, no, I'm not the doctor, although I hope to be one day with that. Thank you.
What?
I'm silly. Just ignore me. Ignore!
It's already
That's true,
happened.
it has. Ignorminate!
No, I mean the you becoming a doctor, not the ignoring.
That's true. If you see...
What?
What about a game of pin the tail on the ash bear?
Okay, that's it. We're done.
And welcome to the first episode of the Butler Good, everyone. Enjoy your steaks. We sure as heck don't. This is fun. So, next week, same time, same place.
Now we're meeting at the Pizza Hut down the street.
Can we get the breadsticks? Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna suggest one more idea, and then I'm gonna stop suggesting ideas. Because I've been suggesting a lot of them.
Exactly, we're just gonna have a really bad number of segues.
Oh. Well, that's what we have an audience for. Audience, if you have any ideas, send them to the comment section below. Or whatever. Please don't use expletives. Just don't.
Yeah, all of those exclamation marks are doing nothing to your answer. Trust
LJ,
me.
Yes,
I
those ones.
thought you were an expert in Bionicle. Aren't you supposed to say Bohrok regardless of the is the plural the same? No.
I'll say Barag as soon as you say.
Oh! Boom! Shots fired by someone who has another kind of weapon. Ha
Boom shakalaka. Okay. Here's my next idea. So we're all so far the people here are all part of the ANP and are acting in it or whatever or narrating. We have a segment where we provide two characters.
I like that.
And a scenario.
Yeah.
Improv.
And I can be Vampira.
You can be Vampira. I am very okay
And you
with
can
that.
be Vampira.
Because
Mutren and Vampira. Vampira, why don't you say anything? I'm getting a feeling that you don't like me very much. Why is that?
You guys are mean.
You're Mutran.
Why don't you try some of my potion? It's great!
No, Vampira, you can't speak.
A
Be
dark-
quiet. Slap.
Don't worry.
It'll make your wings bigger. You'll be able to fly faster. You can fly into pots. I don't know. Whatever you
What is
like.
happening?
I don't know.
Fran is taken over.
Hello and welcome to the Mutron Show. Today we will be making, shadow leeches.
Oh, that just made me think of something like a cooking with Mutran type of show.
Yes, cooking with Mutran.
No, it's
Mutating Rocky
okay.
with
Okay.
Mutran.
Today we will be making fried Lorak.
No, it's got to be cooking with Kyrox because it's funny when it's alliteration. It would have to be
Quick, someone do a Kyrax. Someone do a
How is
Kyrox
it?
voice.
Hello,
Someone do a Kyrox voice.
to the Kyrox cooking show. Today we will be cooking fried muwaka.
With Mutran!
Have you ever imagined what it would taste like in your mouth? Well, now you will. You will taste
I've tried it! If I can, bring in the fresh ingredients!
Boolarooch. Okay, maybe it's not so fresh, but who cares anyways? It'll all taste the same when it goes down your gullet. And then, next. Yes!
Next,
Avmatorin.
fresh Avmatorin.
Oh my goodness, it is like a delicacy. It's like you can't even have it without. And then next, we have. Again, what is that?
That is a chopped up,
I didn't ask for
cannoli
how.
cow.
I said, how are you going to get out?
I'm sorry.
Off and feed them to the. I don't know what I'll feed you to. I'll feed you
like
some
something
of
bad.
yeah. Like this. Viken, what is this?
This is a severed ash bear arm.
I'll feed you to the severed ash bear arm.
That seems
Don't
incredibly,
argue with me, Viken, or I'll
improbable,
feed
Master
you to
Chirox.
What? I'll eat you
Oh
myself.
wow, this is evolving and I love it.
I'll put you in the pot of stew, along with the rest of this fried waka.
I'm starting to
This
second
is how
guess
the
this
podcast
idea.
is gonna go.
Mm.
Yes.
This is how the podcast is gonna go. It's
oh
gonna
boy,
be great.
look at the time. I got an appointment for TTV things. Yeah.
You can't escape, LJ. You said it yourself. There's no.
But no, I'm sure.
You can never leave.
No, I said that we have a duty to finish this recording.
But no.
That's what I said.
Well then. And rollout. Do you have something to say?
I did not. I've just been. If you could call it that, I don't know. What's been happening?
You're not cowering in the corner.
Little bit.
It's okay. It's okay. It's an understandable reaction. To,
Also, I'm
the
questioning,
severed
like,
ash bear arm.
Like a Matoran universe cooking show. Like,
Wow.
wasn't it? Don't like Matoran like just absorb life energy from things?
Don't argue with me, roll out, or I'll eat you.
I mean,
Yes, but like maybe they taste whatever they
I don't
absorb.
know.
If you get...
See, there's another segment. There's another segment. 15 minutes of talking about weird things in the Matoran universe that will never get explained.
If you come
Like,
home late...
where do Matoran
you'll
come
cold
from?
Thornax stew.
Well, there you go.
Yes, we could talk 15 minutes about how Thornax stew tastes.
When it's cold.
But in all seriousness, I'm sure, I know, Jove, you are a very organized person, so I'm sure it won't be near as disjointed as we are making it out to be.
For like an hour. Just babble on about Mutran and Kyrox and
Oh, that'd be
cooking.
so much fun.
Oh. Yes. So, next little bit of things. So, also related to the this Bionicle Brotherhood of Makuta podcast. So for those of you who know of TTV, which maybe a lot of you may not be, if you don't know them, you should go check them out. I've got them linked on my channel. Yes, hi LJ.
Wait,
Hi, LJ.
wait, what should we be checking out about me?
The TTV
We checking
channel.
me out?
Yes, we're checking you out.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
We're checking you out from the library.
oh wow. Okay.
What?
that's-
There's a library? I
ah,
recently
okay.
completed that level on Halo.
Aha!
I'm legendary. Oh, wait.
So, for those of you who don't know, there are two wonderful people who helped create some visual art for the use of the Three Virtues channel, and these two people are Krita, and by the way, it's not Kreta, apparently it's Krita, so Kretta, created some very cool looking mocks based off the 2006 story arc that were used for the TTV channel's representations of their characters. And I happened to meet him on not knowing that this was the same person, and he generously offered to create mocks of all of our characters. So in the Brotherhood of Makuta episode 1, hopefully you will be seeing pictures of these mocks, and we already have 3 of them done, maybe 4 pretty soon. He's working on a 4th as we speak, and we are now going to take a quick look at those, and those of you who are able to see it should give your thoughts on it.
Yay.
So,
Okay.
hopefully that worked.
It's so scary! It hasn't downloaded yet.
Well,
It says
it's
2
going.
minutes.
I will talk about this other person.
Yeah.
There is another person by the name of Cat, simply C-A-T, no, not K-A-T, C-A-T, like the actual cat. That is his name. On the Three Virtues forums, TTV forums, whatever you call them, message
We call them the
boards.
message boards.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So he
Hey, go ahead and put the other photos up there, just so we can
It's
all
just the
download
one
them
I
once
think
we're done.
we'll
Once
be
we're done
looking
talking
at
about him.
probably. The rest of them you've seen.
Unfortunately, y'all,
So
I do
this
have
is
to
just
head
a.
off.
Oh, okay.
I know.
No,
school
Zoth,
stuff.
really quick, can you give your thoughts on these pics?
Hold on, let me open them up, because I'm a fool that can't see stuff. Load. Well, let's
Okay,
see.
just go with
Dun,
cool.
dun, 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 dun,
Well,
dun,
we're
dun,
waiting
dun,
for
dun,
Zoth's
dun, dun, dun.
file to load. Zoth, hang on
Okay.
a second. So, this other person, Cat, it has also, I actually went and asked him, but he seemed quite eager to create some cartoon representations that will be based off these mocks that Krita is making, that will be used to represent all our characters, and that will also hopefully be in our very first episode. So yeah. So we'll be actually taking a look
Very
at
cool.
and reviewing, I guess, or whatever, giving our thoughts on those pictures when we first do our first episode. So yeah.
Super cool.
Open up, you silly mocks. Oh, I like the mocks.
So what we've got here is in the middle, we've got Grey
Yeah.
Snow's representation of a mock. He is a Toa of Ice, a massive titan, if I do say so myself. And to his right, we have the mock representing Mr. Sci-Fi Guy, or just Sci. He is a Toa of Iron. And then on the left, we have VMN's mock, a Toa of Plasma.
Hello.
So, any thoughts you'd like to give Zoth very quick before you go, and then we'll get into the other people's
I like them. They're different enough that you can, I guess, see the uniqueness, but also kind of carry that aura of awesomeness. So, thumbs up, because those mocks look awesome sauce. Woo!
Bye-bye.
Night, friends.
You have a
Night,
good night.
audience.
Bye, Zaf.
Alright, so other people's thoughts.
By the end of
like
this,
those.
it's just gonna be Jove.
I'll
We're all
just be
gonna
like,
leave
"Why
one by
does
one
nobody
until the end of
like
this.
Yeah, I have a family. I'd like to go back to them.
Don't you hate your family?
Whoever told you that?
I'm so... Oh, yeah. So...
We're already
thoughts
starting
on the
rumors.
mocks. Thoughts on the
kidding.
mocks. Thoughts on the mocks, LJ.
Yeah, I just said I'm echoing Zats.
What?
It means basically what he said.
Oh. Ditto? That's lame. Okay.
You're lame.
Scully. Your face is lame. Your Miru is lame.
Your face is not a skull, but might as well be.
They're cool. I've never been really good at judging mocks. I think most mocks are really cool, but I like these. These are nice. The color schemes are really cool. I noticed that Sci-Fi has an infected
No, it's
How.
just
Does
it
that
works
mean
very
he's
well
evil?
with the color scheme, and he wanted a How. That was the best choice because there's no gunmetal,
Okay.
and it's actually very cool. I've actually used this a lot with this color scheme, but I use Keyed Orange instead of that orange, and I actually have two mocks that use Infected House that have a Keyed Orange and gunmetal combo, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I think the only other one you could potentially use, if he had it, was the gray one from the
Yeah, it wouldn't really work
Takanuva
because there's
sled.
not much gray on that mock. Yeah, but still, yeah,
Right.
I like that choice.
Yep, I agree.
I like the mocks. Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, like, I like most mocks because they're better than what I can make. So, it's always like, yeah, I don't know how to begin making that. So, yeah, I think they're all, very cool. I like, so this, like, Gray have, like, snowshoes?
I guess so. They're just big old white feet, I guess. Kind of like Kopaka.
Mm-hmm.
I like, my weapon. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice weapon. It's a nice
Like a
weapon.
disc-launching axe or something.
Yes, it is a battle axe that launches discs, which is a fantastic idea.
That's
I
a
almost
thing.
wanted to use that idea. And rollout. Any thoughts?
Well, I mean, I'm a lame fish when it comes to biomocking. Like, I mock with system, but just like VMN, I cannot begin to make something like this. So obviously it's cool. It's impressive. They're interesting. I like how different they are. I think of the three, Sci-Fi is probably my favorite, but they all look really cool, interesting. That's really all I can say.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are listening, I may be posting a picture of the three that we've got now. I actually just asked Krita.
Yeah, you should post the picture, or else they just have listened to several minutes of us oohing and awing over something that they cannot see.
I may just have you guys wait till the first Brotherhood of Makuta podcast so you guys actually have like a reason to stick around. I'm that awful. I'm terrible.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Very low.
That's low.
I'm sorry. I'll probably post it if I'm able to.
Probably. Okay.
Probably. Maybe.
Rob.
Just there's like a 20% chance.
That's
Maybe 15.
extremely low. 20% is not very much at all.
I know.
I guess by this point they'll know. They'll know your generosity.
I've been slaving over editing. I have so much to do. But yeah, I'll probably post something. I'll post something. I'll be nice. I
Okay.
know, shocking. I'm actually asking Krita right now if he's finished Pirate Jenna's, because that is the next on the list, but I have not heard back from him yet. So I suppose that'll have to wait. So I think we should probably wrap things up.
Probably.
So, I
Okay, cool.
want to ask you guys one quick thing. What are your guys' thoughts about Book 3? I know we haven't quite hit it yet, but what are your thoughts about the future? I know you guys have already given some, but any last words that you'd like to say?
I'm like, we're about to enter, what I like to call, story 2.5, because I feel like the Bohrok and Bohrok Cow just sort of mesh together. I don't like to consider it its own separate, entity from the Bohrok. That being said, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we decide to figure out with the Bohrok Cow, and, I am interested in, seeing how we just progress.
Yeah.
Also, what
Makuta
Makuda's been
actually
up to
gets a
for a
decent
while.
amount of lines in Book
Because
3.
we get to, yeah, he gets
Very
his
first
chapter.
chapter, and he actually talks a little bit later on. I think it's chapter 10, chapter 9, 10, 9. It's 9. I know that. It's 9. I'm right. That's awesome. I remember that. Yes. Or maybe it's 11.
right.
I can't remember. I'm sorry. So yeah,
Oh, no.
some chapter. Whoops, spoilers. Makuta doesn't talk in anything. He's not there. He's gone, dead. Like,
Yeah, that's what happened.
so
Very convincing.
Yeah.
yes, I know. Any thoughts from VMN?
Book 3, I'm interested in to see the call. Also, Kadak will be getting some lines. So I'm interested to see how her voice will differentiate from Kadak.
That'll be interesting for sure.
And I like the book because it's the start of the Toanuva finally, realizing they need to work together. Go off on that.
I hate that, right?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I should just put a spoiler alert every time I open my mouth.
Spoilers. A decade in the making.
I'm sorry. Okay, nobody talk about the.
What? This is an anime, isn't it?
Oh, I'm coming down with sickness. Okay, LJ and Rollout. Any thoughts?
Don't let him go first.
Okay.
Alright. You see, the Call are, an interesting thing. As much as I love 2002, as much as I love the Bohrok, I almost hate the Call. Like, I feel like the first part of 2003 is one of the most pointless things that ever happens in the Bionicle story. That said,
Don't make the fans skip a book 3.
that said, I have faith in this project, and I have faith that no matter the contents, it's gonna be awesome. The acting's gonna be awesome as always. And I almost like how Book 3 happens, and then Greg Farshey takes over for a little bit, and kind of adds more to Book 3 in Book 4 to make it take.
Well, it adds the whole thing of the finding the
Let's
the
not talk about
Kanohi
the Kanohi Nuva.
Nuva,
Let's
which
just not.
never is
It's
brought
like a
up.
side story. It's like they don't even talk about it. Like it's, oh yeah, the Turog said if we find
Well,
the
it's
Kanohi
just
Nuva
that-
Lodge power, and that's it. That's all they talk about. in
So
book 3.
little happens in the Call story that they need to go back and shoehorn more into it in the next book.
But I love that book, by the way, because it's just fun
Yes,
listening
I
to the
love
Turaga
book 4. It
tell
is.
stories.
Greg,
Chapter 1.
it's not even, I don't even know if it's because of Greg, but it's just, I think Greg just grabbed me right there. When
Chapter 1 of Book 4 is one of my favorite Bionicle chapters ever.
chapter 1 or in the introduction?
The chapter 1 is Bahatu.
Okay.
So there you go.
Kohatu Kopaka, oh, I love those.
Despite how little I like the Bohrok Call, it's worth getting through Book 3 to get to Book 4, because you need to read Book 3 to know what's going on in Book 4. So there you go.
Oh,
And then
yes. We
Mask
won't
of
talk
Light.
about that as much as we'd love to. So, let's see, LJ, any last thoughts to wrap us up?
It's gonna be cool.
Well said.
You just wrapped it up. That's the whole episode, guys. That's all you need to hear. It's gonna be cool. So, one more time. I'm thinking probably Sunday, November 30th, we will have the first episode of the Bionicle Brotherhood of Makuta podcast. It's gonna be awesome. Everything that you just heard us babbling about will be in it. And then we will be returning on December 1st with Book 3, Makuta's Revenge. Thank you all for listening. I am Joe14, and I was here with
A lot of people that left.
Scully, Skull Kid.
yeah, assistant director.
You know me. You know
And
me.
also-
Say that in a Godok voice,
Yes.
because that's one of her lines.
Okay.
Unedited.
I'm Skull Kid, the assistant director. You know me.
He's your queen.
You know me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your queen.
I'm what? VMS.
I'm Fiaman,
Take us away from this madness.
the sub-assistant director when he took Capra.
I'm LJ. I'm glad there are no more assistant directors to the assistant directors to the assistant directors. And I voiced Liwa.
And lastly-
I'm IX, and I voice Aniwa. Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. You all have a wonderful
Yes, thank you.
evening.
Thank you.
Or whatever you people do. Bionicle's back 2015. Hashtag Bionicle 2015. Hashtag 2015 Bionicle. Whatever way you'd like to do it. 1520. No, that doesn't sound right. 2015. No. Yeah. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
We can get me the extra Lorax.